Welcome to today's Simplicity Specialty Training. Today's training is on collector access restrictions. To set collector access restrictions, we're going to go to Settings and Collectors/Employees. Currently, I'm signed in as trainer, which you can see is in the admin group. We also have users and super users. As an example, we'll use the admin group. If I click on the gear icon just to the right of the user group in Collectors/Employees, it will take you directly to Manage User Groups. The other way to get there is to go to Settings and then Manage User Groups. We are currently viewing our admin group. As you can see, it has full access to all features of Simplicity. If you need to have an additional admin group, just be aware that creating a custom admin group removes access to certain admin features, such as the ability to access collectors and employees and manage user groups. The only group that has access to administrative features is the admin group. Okay, the next group down by default in your Simplicity software is the super user. If we click on this gear icon here, we can see the settings of the super user group. You can see that there are slightly less permissions set than the administrator. This can be edited just by checking and unchecking boxes. Once you have the correct permissions set, you can click Save Group Rights. If we look at the user group, which is another default in the Simplicity software, you can see that there's significantly less permissions than either the admin or the super user. And again, this can be edited based on what permissions your collectors or users will need in the system. Okay, so the user notes edit and client user also come with the software. Client user is very restrictive, has even fewer permissions than the user by default, including some built-in restrictions that are not available in this particular user group. They're just automatic things like only being able to be assigned to one client. From user 2 down, these are all custom groups. So if you need to add a custom group, you can enter the title of your group there, click Add New Group, and go in and start adding or removing permissions. Going back to our collectors/employees, I select my user. Another way to restrict access is through this screen here. You can limit the access hours of an employee. So you can do it 8 to 5. You can do a custom time span. If this box is checked, then their hours are limited. You can set the time zone. You can block access on weekends. And you can set it for a specific number of minutes of inactivity, and the system will log out. Again, the box here has to be checked in order for any of that to be in effect. We're looking at account access control. Currently, the box Allow access to own accounts only is checked. This means that the collector or this particular user will only have access to the accounts that are specifically assigned to them. If this box here is checked, that means that they have access to the unassigned accounts also. You can limit access based on client. So if, for example, we want this particular user to have access to several different clients, but not all, you can hit Control on your keyboard and select the clients you want them to have access to. Another way to restrict access control is by IP address. What you would do is enter the IP address here, click the Add button, and the IP address would then appear in this box, meaning that this user could not log in from anywhere but the IP address is listed in this box. Any questions about any of the collector restrictions in the system? Okay. If there are no questions, we'll go ahead and conclude today's specialty training. Thanks so much for attending.